Welcome back to the listening room, everyone. My name is Benjamin, and once again, I'm joined by Landon. We're going to rank the studio albums of Pink Floyd today. 15 in total. So we got a lot to cover here. So
Yep.
we're going to go from our least favorite to our favorite. Landon, kick us off with your least favorite.
Boom. Alright, my least favorite one is going to be The Endless River.
I have all the CDs kind of haphazardly on here.
But I actually haven't looked at any of these covers except the Dark Side of the Moon.
Iconic.
But that's because everyone knows what that is. My dad's got a shirt with the thing on it. But this one, the album cover on this one, pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually really cool. I didn't hate this album. I didn't hate any of these albums. Well, that's not true. But I thought this one was overall just not as interesting as the other ones. Pink Floyd is someone I've never listened to. I've maybe heard one of their songs, but I wouldn't have known it. So this was definitely interesting to listen to. And I did look up a couple of lists after I made my list to see how they compared to other people's opinions. And they were somewhat similar, so I don't know if this is a popular pick or not, but The Endless River is going to be my number 15. So
Yeah, that was their final studio output, and it's I think it was mostly chopped up from previous sessions and put together. If I'm mistaken, correct me in the comments below, but that's not my least favorite pick.
really,
Yeah, this one's kind of controversial. Not Endless River. Final cut on Endless River. I didn't enjoy it. And let's see, what happens if I open it? Yeah. Okay, so this is from the Discovery box set that's behind us, so that's why all these are the digit-sleeves or whatever these are. Actually, I think they're just digipacks, but I don't know. I was just uncomfortable listening to this the whole time. The lyrics are depressing, and I just didn't enjoy it. It almost didn't make last place, but it's just like, I get it's well done.
yeah.
But like, I don't want to listen to music where I'm just like, feeling like crap the whole time, because I almost just cut it off. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta just go through this.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
my least favorite. Not to say it's like poorly done, but it's just not my favorite.
All right, my number 14 is A Momentary Lapse of Reason. Where is that one at? I don't know what any of the album covers look like.
That one.
Boom. Okay, these album covers are actually really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no glare on that one. That one looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
This one was good. It obviously was better than The Endless River, but also just not my favorite. This genre of music, I don't even know what you would call this. Progressive rock?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I should have specified that at the beginning of the video, if I'm being honest.
Not my favorite, but honestly, I enjoyed listening to all these. This one was pretty interesting. I don't remember if this one was one of the longer ones, but one of these was really long, and I was just kind of dragging it on.
Well, there's a couple of them that are... These latter albums are typically decently long, but like,
Yeah.
that one was really long, and we'll get into that one later.
Yeah, but
Actually,
isn't
that Endless
most
River was really long.
progressive rock is a little bit longer, the songs.
Well, the songs typically are longer if you're in prog, but sometimes the albums aren't necessarily. But some of these Floyd albums are really long, especially the Endless River was stupid long.
Okay. But yeah, Momentary Lapse of Reason is my number 14. Don't hate it, don't love it.
Number 14 is, if I'm pronouncing it right, Umaguma.
That's the one.
Oh boy, this one almost came last for me. If it hadn't been for the beginning's not terrible, but it, like, once the piano starts going crazy at the beginning, like,
Yeah.
I think starting on part 3, I'm like, okay, what am I listening to? I do not like Grantchester Meadows or several species of small furry animals gathered together in a cave and grooving with a I don't know how to say that. I did not like that at all. That was obnoxious. If it hadn't been for the Grand Vizier's Garden Party, which is like 10, 11, and 12, those tracks, this would have easily been last.
Really?
And I guess the live album at the start was okay, but like, if we're going just by like newer material, this was this album set up weirdly with the live album at the beginning and then the studio album like following it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't. It was okay at the end, and the beginning's fine with the live album, but all that middle part, I almost turned it off. I was just getting madder and madder at the beginning, so that's my next one.
Well, that was almost pretty close because my number 13 is Uma Guma. Is how you say it?
I
I'm
think
assuming
so.
that's how you say it.
I'm assuming.
I have to agree with you. It was a little obnoxious. It was also, I don't know if it's the right word, but inconsistent.
Oh, absolutely, it's inconsistent.
But this one, like you're saying, this was probably the long one. Now that I'm recalling.
Yep. That and the Endless River.
The album cover is pretty cool. I will give Pink Floyd credit. Whoever's the artist for these album covers is doing a really great job. These are all really good. Really, you don't like them?
Huh?
He said you don't like them?
No, I do.
Oh, they said they're all right. But no, it was inconsistent. This would have been my number 15, but then I listened to the Endless River. I think I listened to. I told you yesterday. I think I listened them to newest to oldest.
Oh, so
no, that was Metallica. That was Metallica.
Okay, that's our next ranking.
That was Metallica. Oh yeah. But I listened to these oldest to newest, so that's why Endless River ended up being the last one, because that one was you said it was their last studio album?
Yeah, that was 2015.
That's why it was number. If I hadn't listened to that one, this one would have been number 15. But Uma Guma.
Yeah.
Uma Guma.
Like, that name is a little goofy in my opinion, just like that album. Okay, so this album is 10 years old, actually. I believe this was 20... Oh, no, it's 2014. Okay,
yeah.
so it was 11. I thought it was 2015. Anyway. Okay, so, funny thing. Like, this album I listened to start our road trip to California, and I fell asleep to it almost every time.
Really?
Not because I thought it was boring, but it's long and it's very calming, so I would put this on to like sleep to. I didn't hear the whole thing, but at least I didn't want to like rip my eardrums out listening to this. It's just long and like it's not bad. I don't really know, like I like the opening track on it, and just like the rest is just it's calming, so it's like it's fine for what it is, but it's not gonna be top shelf Pink Floyd at all. And this is where I'm like starting to like pretty much when we're this and beyond, I pretty much like everything. So it's just those last two albums. I can't do it. I will probably not listen to those again if I can help it.
My next one is More. More.
More or Metal?
There's a cow.
Oh,
Hold on, let me.
I'm a little confused.
It's this one. Right here. More.
Oh, More. Oh. Feel a little silly.
Did it not sound like
Because it's okay. Yeah. So it on here on the spine it says music from the film More. So I skipped over it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
that
look
makes
by
sense.
album cover. I looked by spine. So that was definitely on me.
This one, album cover is pretty cool.
Yeah. So
I actually appreciate these.
movie soundtrack actually, which is actually there's two movie soundtracks.
Is the movie called More?
Yes.
Okay.
How'd you know?
That actually makes it seem a little bit more, a little cooler. This one had a lot of standouts. But my notes, mixed soundtrack with a few standout tracks. Overall, a good album. I would call it not mediocre at best, but
it's a step above mediocre.
It's definitely a step up. Yeah, it's a step up. I mean, that's why it's 12 and not 14 or 15. But definitely a good album. That's kind of interesting now to figure out that it was a movie track. That's pretty cool. But More, 1969? 1969.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is an old band, man. All the way in the 60s to 2014 is kind of crazy.
Oh, do we have the same one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, am I one higher technically?
I'm on 12. You should be on 12 too,
Yeah.
because I started us off.
Hey, we actually have been similar for the most part, I guess, except for Final Cut. But that didn't surprise me that one wasn't last. That's mostly just me. This is good. I liked this. I think my favorites on here for sure. The opening track, Cirrus Minor. The Nile song's great. A Spanish piece is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's a dramatic theme. And then main theme's good, more blues. I like it. I thought it was really clever and good. I haven't seen the movie though, and I don't know if I really will because.
Yeah.
I mean, I might. But
What is the movie even about?
I have no idea, honestly. Which is kind of funny that I've listened to the soundtrack to it technically, and I don't know what it's about. But so we actually were similar on that. Will we continue that trend? Probably not.
My number 11 is The Final Cut.
Okay.
I kind of agree with what Benjamin was saying on this one, except that it's on my number 11 and not my 15.
Sure.
This one just didn't feel like it had the band's full potential in it compared to these other albums that I was listening to. It felt like it was missing something, but if it... Oh, sorry.
It's good.
If it... I don't know what it's missing. I really can't word it right, but if it did have whatever it's missing, that little pizzazz, that little special flair, I feel like this one would have easily, for me, been at least like top 8 maybe.
It's just really dark of an album, is it?
Yeah, it definitely is. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because it's darker and not Pink
And I
Floyd-y.
usually don't mind darker, but when it comes to like war lyrics and stuff that are
Yeah.
like that deep and psychological stuff that they've dealt with, it's too much. Definitely too much.
But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying on that one. But this one's gonna be my number 11. It's pretty cool, almost abstract kind of art on that cover. But number 11, The Final Cut, 1983.
Yeah, so this is where my list got kind of tough to figure out. Especially like this middle section here, I guess. Especially was not easy. There it is. Debut album, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. I love that name. Astronomy Domini. It's awesome. Take up thy stethoscope and walk. Interstellar Overdrive's awesome. Bike's fun. I like it. That's a good opener to the band's catalog. So open that up. Very psychedelic. Very psychedelic. In its early. I mean, they kind of had elements of that throughout their whole catalog with that one.
Yeah.
And the next follow-up album, I think, were most psychedelic in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, my number 10 is going to be The Division Bell.
That's a cool album cover.
That is
optical
actually
illusion.
pretty cool. A lot of them are like that. A lot of them are like more like trippy, like this one's got, it's like that right there, and then also right there it's the exact same thing, but it's just like on the mirror. I don't know, pretty cool. This one was really great. I really like the guitar in this one a lot. Overall, definitely a great album. It's top 10 for a reason. Honestly, I'm a little bit having second thoughts of moving number 10 with number 14, a momentary lapse of reason, but I don't know. I think it was just that guitar for me on this one that really put it on number 10.
Yep.
But I'm not saying I would put this one in 14, but there's part of me that's like, maybe I would have swapped them out, but none of them really thinking about it. Nah, definitely not. But this is a really, really great band so far. If you haven't listened to Pink Floyd, I definitely recommend it, just to listen to it.
Agreed.
Even if you don't like that kind of progressive rock, I think it's definitely worth listening to. I mean, progressive rock isn't my favorite, but I definitely had a great time listening to it. It's very psychological, a lot of the songs, and they're interesting. I really don't know how to explain it. It's a really interesting band. And they have lots of variety, 15 different albums. That's not including all the singles and everything like that, if they have singles.
Bands would have singles, especially back then.
But yeah, Division Bell.
My next choice is A Saucer Full of Secrets. that album cover is amazing. You've seen it before, haven't you? Well,
Yeah,
I guess I
that
should
is
turn it
like-
towards
that's
you.
pretty cool.
Not the screen, but yeah. Very spacey.
This your number 10?
Yes.
Nice.
Let There Be More Light. Corporal Clegg. Saucerful of Secrets title track. Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun is awesome. Jug Band Blues is a good closer. There isn't really, there's nothing on here I don't think. We're getting to that point where there might be a few songs that I don't really like as we go on, but for the most part, pretty much everything from
Really?
here has pretty good stuff in my opinion. But that's my next pick, A Saucer Full of Secrets.
Nice. So close. Because my number 9 is actually A Saucer Full of Secrets.
Wow, this is the closest list so far we've done. How's it gonna get ruined?
But, yeah, it's really nice. That album cover is really cool. I definitely agree that title track, Saucer Full of Secrets. That's actually an interesting name, and I'm thinking about it. That's track number 5 on this. Really nice. When was this album released? 1968.
Yep.
So this is one of the earlier ones. Really great. Number 9, top 10. My notes. It has some really great moments, and then didn't they transitioned from one of the who's the lead singer? What's his name?
Sid Barrett?
Sid. Yeah. And then wasn't what's his name?
Well, there's Roger Waters, and there's also
There's another guy's name. I forgot.
no, it's not Waters. It's the
David Gilmour.
thank you.
Yeah.
Good grief.
This one had a lot more Sid in it.
Well, he was in the early stuff.
Yeah. But overall, really great. I don't know if I wrote it on my notes, but it felt like they were really transitioning from where did I put it from? Transitioning between Sid and Gilmour on a lot of this track. But I liked it a lot. The artwork's nice. A lot of the songs are nice. I love more than half of these songs. Not that I don't hate any of these songs, but I love more than half of these. So that's why it's on my number 9. A Saucer Full of Secrets. Number 9 for you.
Momentary lapse of reason. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, honestly.
Really?
I thought, there's a lot of people don't love this period of Floyd, but I liked it. Signs of Life. The Dogs of War is the best song in the album by far.
Yeah.
I love that song. A New Machine, parts 1 and 2, Terminal Frost. Yeah, I really enjoyed this album. Even though it is lower, I guess, technically on my list, I thought it was fantastic. A Momentary Lapse of Reason is, what was that, my number 9?
Yes.
And so you're number 8.
Adam Hartmother. Pretty cool album cover. It's a cow. Everyone likes cows.
I would hope.
I wrote on mine, it was very ambitious with its long side sweets, and but I put that it's uneven. I don't mean uneven in a bad way, but I guess you could say it was like the other one where I said it was inconsistent. But the other one was inconsistent in a bad way. This one, I guess, yeah, uneven's the right word. Inconsistent wouldn't be the right word. But I definitely liked a lot of these songs. I didn't even know it was called that. Anyway.
Mother Ford?
No. Breast Milky.
Oh, I didn't see any of that.
Really?
No, I didn't see that. Oh, because it's split Adam Hart Mother on the... Okay, so I didn't listen to the CD when I was
did you,
doing
like,
this
listen to
ranking.
it
I
on-
listened to it on streaming, so it doesn't
Okay.
split it like
I was
that.
about to say, I didn't see that on Spotify either.
I was like, man, this is what are you talking about?
Summer of '68 is pretty good, and then If, I both liked, and then yeah, Adam Heartmother, the title or the opening track, really nice. But I just figured out it's got a bunch of different names to it.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, that's
But-
crazy. I never knew that was the case.
Yeah, me neither. But
Probably a good thing.
yeah, yeah. But number 8, Adam.
Wow.
Adam Heartmother.
All right, for me, it's the Division Bell next. I liked it just a little bit more than Momentary Lapse. I say a little bit more. I think I liked it like decently more, but it was like I like Momentary Lapse. Cluster 1, What Do You Want From Me? A Great Day for Freedom. Take It Back. Lost for Words, High Hopes. I mean, like, I love that cover. I've always liked that cover. This
is
is one of the
really nice.
earlier Floyd albums I listened to.
Really?
Yeah, and I liked it then. I think I like it a little more now, honestly. But yeah, really, really good album. 94, was it?
Yep. No. Yeah, 94.
Yeah, it's saying 87 on here. That's not correct.
1994.
Oh, there it is.
Wow.
Original UK release March 1994. Cool. Yeah, enjoyed it quite a bit. Guitar tone's really cool on the
Yeah.
album. I liked it.
It definitely is.
Going by what you said. You're next.
All right. My number 7 is Obscured by the Clouds. That's pretty cool. The album cover.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I don't know if this one's. Is this one not that popular? Or is
I
it
think
just,
that's the. If I'm not mistaken, that's the other soundtrack. It's between that or what does that say? Is that the other soundtrack? Yeah, that's the other soundtrack.
Okay, because when I was looking at lists, other people's lists after I made mine, this one actually wasn't that high up.
Really?
Yeah, and I looked at 10 different ones, and not more than half. It was like less than half of them, but I looked at like 10 different people's lists, and about like 4 of them, this one wasn't even top 10. Yeah. So
That's
I was like really
interesting.
confused. So I put on mine that it was overlooked, but I'm not sure if that's really the case.
It so one word for that is definitely underrated. If
Yeah.
you're gonna go by that, yeah.
But the songwriting on this one's really great. The instrumentals on this also really great. Overall, a good album if you want to call it. Yeah, I guess you would call it underrated. But depending on the list that I looked at, this one wasn't the most popular one, but I actually really enjoyed this one. But more than half had this in their top 10. But yeah, just overall a great album. If you're gonna listen to Pink Floyd, I honestly recommend you listen to this one, and then also Dark Side of the Moon and Division Bell was really great. Even though those aren't all in my like top 5, I definitely think you should listen to those ones. Those ones have great variety, and the songwriting on those are all really great, especially on Obscured by the Clouds. I think my favorite part about that album and why it's number 7 is because of that songwriting. It's really great in my opinion.
Yeah, and honestly, you're mentioning like our lists are different from everyone else, and that's kind of a good thing because if everyone's lists were the same, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
So I like that.
Definitely.
Here's my controversial pick. Well, not that they haven't been already. The Wall is next. I don't hate the album. Before everybody screams in anger that this isn't number 1 or number 2, it's not my favorite double album. To me, it has a lot of filler in it. If I can not knock stuff over, that would be great. I enjoy it. I like it. But it's like, if I'm going to listen to a double album, I'd rather listen to, like, Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti or Chicago's debut album or something like that. And, like, when it comes to Floyd, I just think there's better.
Yeah.
I know this is, like, pretty much what people would say, like, this is their best album. But, like, In the Flesh, all 3 parts of Another Brick in the Wall, The Trial was a really cool song. Run Like Hell. In the Flesh.
Mm.
Those are Comfortably Numb is one of, if not my favorite song on the album. But there's a lot on here to me that has a lot of filler on it.
Yeah.
So like, if you chop it up, like, and make it a single album, it's probably gonna be higher.
Yeah.
But like, am I gonna hate this album? Absolutely not. I listen to this again easily.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's definitely not my favorite double album.
Yeah. And do you say filler? You mean like they're
To me, there's some
nine?
tracks that are just unnecessary.
Yeah,
Like, it just
okay.
to fill time to make it a double album.
Yeah.
That's just me. But
Okay. Yeah.
so your next pick. Sorry.
No, yeah, you're good. Number 6 is their debut album.
Your right hand,
Piper at the Gates of Dawn. This album cover is actually pretty cool.
I think most people have that one higher than I did.
Really?
Like, yeah.
I mean, mine is number 6, which is almost top 5.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't put this one top 5 though.
No.
But I will admit, yeah, yours was a little lower.
Oh, yeah.
Than I expected. I thought it was gonna be a little bit higher than that, but
Honestly, me too.
all these songs are really great. Like I said in the other ones, I liked more than half of these. Chapter 24, and then the last one, Bike, and then Interstellar Overdrive. I really liked. Flaming was also good. But yeah, like didn't you say that this one was like very psychological?
Psychedelic.
Psychedelic.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to agree with that, honestly. And then also, where is it? This one is a lot. I put on my notes. This one's a lot different than other Pink Floyd later on, which I find interesting. That it's almost just like a different direction.
It reminds me of a trippier, more psychedelic Beatles.
Yeah. Yeah, but then when you think, actually, that's actually a great way of putting it. Yeah, when I think of that, I have to agree. It's more like a more trippier Beatles. But when I look at the rest of these, like this one and then this one, they're just not really the same. Which I honestly find pretty cool. That's probably why it's not top 5 for a lot of people. Maybe, do you think maybe that's why you also put that higher, like lower down on your list? Because this one was higher up on mine. This one was number 6 because it was different.
That's fair.
But honestly, just really great album. Great debut album. It's just not like the rest of their other albums, which is really interesting. But that's also pretty cool. But definitely a great one. This number 6.
Bands that changed their sound, I guess, for the better. Not that it was bad before, but definitely it helped them out. I think we're done with this one. Are we done with?
Yeah, we're done with that one, and then.
No, we're not done with that one.
We're done with this one.
Okay. Thank you. Trying to move them out of the way so I don't have. So our top is actually pretty close. Then, if there's this few out left, this is my underrated album. Adam Hartmether. I guess we already showed the back, but I love the opening track. I know it's long, but I think that worked really well. Which song is it? There's one song in here I don't really care for. If. I was trying to find out. I was like, it's the second track. Where's it at? I don't like If. I didn't like that song at all. I liked Summer of '68, Fat Old Son, and Alan Psychedelic Breakfast, but If did not. I did not like that song at all. So that's why, honestly, this album is lower than than where it is right now. I don't think it'd be top 3 at all, but it probably would be higher without that song. For me.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people that love that song, and that's okay.
Probably. Everyone's got their own opinion.
Yeah.
All right. Top 5. My top 5 is going to be Metal. That's how you say it, right?
Metal.
Yeah. This one was really great. I put this one had a lot of echoes. I don't know. If you know, did you notice that it's got a lot of echo sound effects in it?
Doesn't the song echoes on it?
Maybe.
Well, you could look on the back.
Maybe. but it's like one of the songs towards the. No, that's the one at the end. I guess you could say that. But
Oh, are you
also-
talking the opening track or?
Maybe. I don't remember which one it had it, but one of the songs had a lot of echo sound effects.
I would think it would be on this. On
But
the
the-
song Echoes. But
There's a song Echoes on that one, which is actually really great. But I don't know why I put that on my notes, but it was pretty interesting. I found it, but I kind of liked it, but it was some parts it was a little bit too much sound
Okay.
effects. That's why I put it on there. It was like really interesting, but it was a little bit too much sometimes.
yeah.
But my favorite songs on that one were the opening track, One of These Days, and then the ending track, Echoes. Is Echoes a popular song? Is that like
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, it's a good live track.
I did not know that. Well, it's good to know. Also, the album cover is really cool.
I think that's a picture of an ear from what I've been told. I
Oh.
don't remember specifically where I saw that, but if I'm correct, I don't know. It's just it's interesting. It's unique. And it looks like
Definitely
it's
worthy top-
underwater for sure.
Yeah, that does look like water. Definitely a worthy top 5 right here.
Yeah.
I didn't know Echoes was a popular song. That's good to know.
It's nice live. Honestly, Pink Floyd
Really?
Live is really cool to listen to.
Well, number 5, Metal.
All right, Obscured by Clouds. So I actually had this one a little higher than you, actually.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot, and I was very pleasantly surprised. Title track's awesome. When you're in the golds, the gold. It's in the ... Mudbend, Childhood's End, Absolutely Curtains ends the album. I liked it. I didn't know this was a movie actually, either until
Really?
I started listening. I was like, wait a minute, this is another soundtrack. I haven't seen the movie obviously, but yeah, that's my number 5, isn't it? Oh no, that's not my number 6.
I do number 5.
Yes, it is my number 5.
Yeah, number
'Cause
5 was Metal for me.
I always get the numbers heckin' mixed up. Anyway, your number
All right,
4.
number 4, The Wall.
Okay, good. It's not your number 1. I was about to be stressing.
No, I was actually surprised that you put this one. What did you put this one at 7?
Yeah, it was 7.
Definitely a good one.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think you showed them the inside, but it's actually pretty cool. You opened that up for the first time, and I looked at that, and I was like, "That's actually pretty cool."
Some interesting graffiti.
Good double album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't listen to many double albums, so this one was actually pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
You okay there, sir?
Yeah. A lot of great songs on this one. Does this one have popular songs on it too? Because this one was
Comfortably
ranked
Numb is
really
the most-
high.
Oh yeah. Well, Comfortably Numb, Another Brick in the Wall. Specifically those. I think Hey You. Is anybody out there? Those kinds of songs are.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it's just one of those albums you kind of have to listen to all the way through.
Yeah.
It's if you split it up, it's a little weird because it is a concept album.
Yeah. It did. When I was into the whole thing through, it did feel very like, boo, 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 like kind of all over the place.
Mhm.
That was probably. That's actually probably one of the reasons why it's not higher up on the list.
Yeah.
But it's got really great songs. They just, like, when you listen to it all straightforward, it just doesn't really piece together as well as I would like.
Fair.
But I don't know if people like the number 11. Yeah, Stop. On CD2.
Sure. I don't really. Well, I don't know.
Hey You is also really, really good. That's the opening track.
So
On CD2.
yeah.
It's the first one.
It's like on the second side.
Well, yeah, I guess second side, but and then Outside the Wall. Didn't you say that one was a good one, a popular one, or was that?
I mean, I don't know about popular, but it's good.
The Trial, and then Goodbye Cruel World.
Mhm.
I like those all, and then Comfortably Numb was a good song. But this one's definitely not the greatest album of all time. Like, when I looked at the list, this one was actually really, really high up on almost every single one of those lists.
Oh yeah, sometimes number 1.
And I was going into it expecting it to be really good because I have heard of this album. before I even like listened to all the albums and made my list, and I was expecting a lot from this one, and it definitely did deliver, but it wasn't that songs, in my opinion, were not pieced together as well as I would like.
That one to me is a little overrated. It's
Really?
not, well, I guess not like badly overrated,
Mhm.
but just a slight tad. Like I don't think it's
Yeah.
top. It's top shelf Floyd, but it's not gonna be my number one at all.
I mean,
Maybe
it's
over
not
time,
top 3
but-
for me. It's number 4. It's not top 3 for me. I don't think I would put this. If it was pieced together and all the songs were in like the perfect place, I don't know how I would change the order of the songs. But if I had like this perfect order in all the songs, I think this one would be number 1 for me. But that's one of the reasons why it's not. It's number 4, The Wall.
Yeah. And the age-old question, which one's better, The Wall or Dark Side of the Moon? Honestly, like, no matter where it is, Dark Side of the Moon we like better, it looks like. Metal is next for me. That one surprised me a lot of just how much I liked it.
Yeah.
Opening track, Pillow, one of these days, A Pillow of Winds, San Tropez, and like I love Echoes. That's such a good song. Everything on here is good, but like those are the standouts I think for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely enjoyed this, and it was definitely a surprise in terms of like. I didn't have expectations going into it.
Really?
So when I heard it, I was like, wow, I really like this. So just made it outside top 3, but I mean the top 3. Wait a minute. No matter the order, these 3 albums are each in our top 3.
That's true.
No matter the order.
Do you think they're going to be the same?
No.
Do you think one of them are going to be the same?
No.
Really?
So we will find out.
No, okay, top 3.
All right.
Bum, bum, bum. My number 3 is going to be Animals. First of all, really great album cover. I like almost all of these album colors. So I did a little bit of research on this one, and I don't know if my research was correct, but apparently this one wasn't as popular when it first came out.
Mm-mm.
Okay, yeah.
Slammed political figures in it.
That's what when I wrote my notes on that, when I was researching this one said it was underrated in its time. But this one was good. I do see what you're saying about like the political, all the political stuff. But the compositions in this one were really nice. This one was pieced together really well. Much better than The Wall, in my opinion.
Oh, yes.
But honestly, they're all animal names. I just now figured that out. I liked the number 2 and number 4, Sheep and Dogs.
Oh, yes.
And then it's got Pigs on the Wing 1, and then Pigs on the Wing 2, or the first and last, and then Pigs. That's pretty interesting. All of them were good. I really liked all of them. I would just have to say that the second one, Dogs, and then the 4th one, Sheep, and then probably Pigs on the Wing 2 were my favorites.
Yes.
But I mean, it's only 5 songs, but a really great album just in total. It definitely aged well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me at least, it aged well because it's on my top 3.
Same here.
Look at that.
Used to be my number 1 actually.
Really?
I was a little surprised when I listened to this again. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be my number 1. And no, but like these 3 are real close to each other. I don't think there's anything I can add on to it. Dogs, Pigs, 3 different ones, and Sheep are my favorite.
Really?
But I really like the opening and last tracks, I guess. I don't have a negative thing to say about it, so we can move on to your number 2. You said everything that I would say.
Alright, my number 2 is Wish You Were Here.
Ooh, yeah.
Pretty cool album cover. This one's got a pretty nice meaning to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very heartfelt. I put in my notes, very heartfelt. And then, I don't know. It just, I couldn't really put word. When I was making my notes for all these, I really couldn't put into words why this one was better. But I just really liked it over every single one of the other albums. But honestly, I feel like, depending on how many times I listen to it, I might switch number 2 and number 3. But this one definitely does deserve to be a top 3 no matter what. It's not going to change that. But as like my second pick, I don't know, I really liked it. It's just really great. Welcome to the Machine, and then I have a cigar. It was really nice. And then Wish You Were Here, the title track, really nice. And then also the album cover is pretty cool. Overall, top tier album, honestly. I would definitely recommend listening to this one. But yeah, number 2, Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd.
Yeah, that's tough on the top 2. I'm actually gonna switch it.
Really?
Our top 3 is the same.
Well, look at that.
I think the only reason I switched it is because the songs on our number 1 are that memorable for me.
Yeah.
And listening to it on... I actually have an original Floyd record of the next one and Animals.
Really?
Somewhere. So I honestly, I probably should go find it real quick. But I literally, you're saying everything that like is top 3. This is the closest list we've had by long shot on where our placement is. Shine on You, Crazy Diamonds, all 5 parts. Welcome to the Machine, Have a Cigar, Wish You Were Here, Shine on You, Crazy Diamonds, part 6 through 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I listed every song. I don't care. It's that good. The only reason I don't put it, I did have it at number 1 when I listened to it the first time, but that one means so much to me.
Yeah.
So that's why I switched it. I'm going to go find the records if I can. If you want to talk about the number 1 album.
Alright, guys. I think you know what the number 1 album is. But you don't actually know what it is. Alright. If you want to take any guesses. You can't see what it is, don't worry. Alright. Number 1 is... You ready? The Dark Side of the Moon. That's crazy. No one saw this pick coming from... You couldn't even see this from a mile away. No one could see this. This is probably the most underrated album that I've ever seen. And really, no one even knows about this album. This is like a Pink Floyd gem that no one knows about.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You sabotaging the channel? Here, we'll just not even look at him anymore. We'll show this amazing record right here. What are you doing? Here, we'll just not even show him anymore. We'll just show the record now. So
okay, but real talk though.
That'd be a first.
If I'm not mistaken, probably not. This is their most popular album of all time. I see this album cover literally everywhere I go. If I go into like a music store, I see this. This is one of the most like iconic album covers I've actually ever seen. And I actually never listened to this album, and I probably have listened to one of the songs, but I never knew it, so I've never actually like listened to any of these songs and knew that I was listening to them. So I came in this completely blind, and it still is my number 1. Not because it's everyone else's favorite pick, but it's because it's my favorite pick.
Yep.
So I guess that does make sense why it's number 1 for everyone else. Overall, just a really great album. The sound, the instruments, just all of it. It's really just a masterpiece when it comes to progressive rock, in my opinion.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to make this sound like it's the greatest album of all time, because it's not. But for Pink Floyd, this is their greatest album. It's their most popular album, and it's their most popular album for a reason, and I don't think it's overrated at all. I think it's perfectly rated.
You need to do your top 10 albums at some point.
That would actually be so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
But number 1 for me and for Benjamin is Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon.
Am I going to say anything more on this? Not really. Production's awesome. Released in 1973. This is a UK press, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't believe I found this. I think I don't like. It's hard to say what my favorite is on here because every song is awesome. I'm not gonna say a favorite. The whole thing. There's no song I hate on here. It's pretty much. I think it's a perfect album in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. 10 out of 10. Actually, I don't think this is a UK copy. Yeah, it's not, but that's okay. It's a US press, but it's an original US press, and that's fine.
And so this one was your number 2, but it
It
changed
was
into your number
when
1.
I originally listened to them, but I made this decision because I'm like, this album has meant so much to me over the years.
Got sentimental value.
And the songs, yeah, it's like the Wish You Were Here might be number 1 at some point,
Yeah.
but I can't just base it off when I've heard this one so much, and like it barely made number 2. It just didn't make sense to me, and I cannot believe our lists were that similar, especially
No.
the top 3.
I know.
That's incredible. It'll never happen again, folks.
Before we started this, I asked Benjamin if he thought they were going to be similar, and he said no.
I don't know what
But-
you're talking about, sir. I said it was
I
gonna be
actually
almost
didn't think they were going to be similar at all,
No.
if I'm being honest. But they actually were very similar, so that's actually very surprising.
Indeed. So now that you said which band we're going to do next, that'll be released afterwards. Whenever this is released, Metallica is next. So will that list be the same? Absolutely not. I'm going to say that right now. And if it's exactly the same, I'm going to have to throw him out of the house. So thank you all so much for watching. This is a privilege and an honor to do this. And thank you once again for joining us
Absolutely.
on this list. And we will see you all in the next episode, the Metallica episode. Have a great day, everyone.